Welcome to the Great African Leadership Series, where we feature great inspirational speeches and quotes from African leaders.
Conflicts over resources and the devastating impacts of climate change risk pushing millions more into abject poverty. And as always, it is the poorest in our world who suffer. We see this now in Yemen, South Sudan, Somalia, and northern Nigeria, where more than 20 million people are in desperate need of food. Dear friends, the challenges to feed the world sustainably are huge, but fortunately, we are not starting from scratch. With Sustainable Development Goals, the global community has adopted a compelling vision with ambitious goals. To successfully implement the SDGs, governments of all countries must play a critical role, but it is not their responsibility alone. Fulfilling these ambitions requires the unprecedented effort by all sectors of society, and business, and I repeat, business must be at the heart of this endeavor. The expectations are high, and so are the opportunities. Across the world, an increasing number of businesses are already looking beyond short-term profit to create value through sustainable solutions for society. Such decisions are not simply motivated by altruism, but rather by clear understanding that social risks are detrimental to the bottom line. Far-sighted companies are doing business responsibly and embracing new technologies to deliver on wider goals of development, including improving access to food and clean water, to sanitation, healthcare, and education. They are building alliances and partnerships to drive innovation and create jobs and advance equitable growth. Today, I would like to highlight 5 priority areas where I believe we need to reshape agriculture and food systems to better feed the world and deliver sustainable development. First, we need greater investment, particularly in developing countries where the need and potential for increasing agricultural productivity and production are the greatest. This would help feed populations sustainably while creating jobs and incomes across rural areas, particularly for the young people and women. One example of this is in Africa, where over the last decade, countries have started to put greater emphasis on investment in agriculture and supporting policies and regulations. Indeed, history shows that increasing agricultural productivity is a critical driver for economic transformation and social development. Second, we must make sure that smallholder farmers, who produce nearly 70% of all the food consumed worldwide, are at the heart of these efforts. Government and private sector can and must form innovative partnerships with farmers' organizations and smallholders, providing access to better seeds, sustainable farming techniques, and modern technologies. I'm glad to know that major companies, including Syngenta, are already providing tools and training to smallholders in sub-Saharan Africa and other regions, thereby filling critical gaps along the value chain. It is crucial that bigger corporations share market access, financing, and knowledge with small farmers and local agribusinesses. The greatest success will come if all stakeholders work in close partnerships. It is for this reason that my foundation, the Koffi Annan Foundation, is working with African leaders from various sectors in an effort to turn smallholders into agro-entrepreneurs and subsistence farms into profitable businesses. Third, we must ensure that agriculture and food systems become nutrition smart, because it is not enough. It is not just about the food we grow, it is also about the type of food we consume. After all, we are what we eat. Evidence shows that nutrition is crucial for economic growth, as better nourished populations are more productive. We need governments to urgently adopt the right policies and mobilize resources to scale up nutrition. The food industry must support these efforts by providing consumers with access to more nutritious foods. Scientific research and innovation is equally important in this context. In Ghana, my wife and I have seen firsthand the wonderful impact of biofortified vitamin A-rich sweet potatoes in helping address stunting in children and improving the health of pregnant women and mothers. Fourth, we need food systems that produce more food but with fewer resources, as we are reaching a point where our capacity to meet current and future needs is seriously jeopardized. Governments have to adopt, enforce, and strengthen policies that promote responsible natural resource management and prevent the loss of natural habitats, forests, and biodiversity. I'm glad that the European Landowners Organization and other institutions are promoting a balanced approach between economic performance and a sustainable use of natural resources. It is crucial that businesses source, process, and manage resources efficiently to meet growing demand while preserving our environment and climate. This must include responsible water stewardship, striving for zero waste, and using energy resources more sustainably. Fifth and finally, we must seize this moment to push for climate-smart agriculture and food systems. Cutting down agriculture's climate footprint and shifting towards renewable energy sources will not only help avert climate catastrophe, but also create new opportunities for investment, growth, and employment. At the same time, we need to strengthen farmers' resilience to climate-related shocks, including through weather information systems and crop insurance programs. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I recognize that the agenda is an ambitious one. There are many challenges to overcome, but shifting to sustainable food systems and agriculture is possible if sustained and bold leadership from all sectors can be ensured. We have the expertise, the technologies, and the evidence needed to succeed. Let us all, business, the public sector, the private sector, academic institutions, live up to this grave responsibility. I have often said that healthy, democratic, and prosperous societies are built on three pillars: peace and security, inclusive development, and the rule of law and respect for human rights. For there can be no long-term peace and security without development, and there can be no long-term development without peace and security. And no society No society can long remain prosperous without respect for rule of law and human rights. So let us turn aspirations into action and build a food-secure, sustainable, and prosperous world founded on these pillars of progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Koffi.
And share this video with friends and family to support the channel.